Hello, investors. Welcome to the channel where I use technical analysis to find possible swing trades. Today, we're taking a look at Enphase Energy, ticker symbol ENPH. I've seen several videos on other YouTube channels recently regarding this company. And when it popped up in my stock screener today, I decided, you know what, I'll jump on the same wagon there too and see if this might be a good buy. So just to address one discrepancy I see here on the opening page, if you look up here in the top left, Enphase is listed as a semiconductor company, which it is not. Enphase is in the energy sector, and it is primarily devoted to renewable energy, specifically solar power. And they apparently have some proprietary software and technology that makes their solar power more efficient. And here we are on Enphase's chart, and you'll see that it is well below all the moving averages. The bad part here is that they just reported earnings. There was a big drop after earnings, but of course it was an earnings beat. Now let's look back. The previous earnings here, you'll see it was also an earnings beat followed by a massive gap down. And there was an earnings beat prior to that, and the company's share price basically traded sideways for the next 3 months. And on the previous earnings call, it was also an earnings beat, and that more or less made the share price go up for a couple of months. So I'm not sure there's any rhyme or reason to the share price movement regarding earnings. It clearly has a reaction, but whether or not that reaction is rational may not correspond to the actual results of the earnings call. In any case, as you can see, it is well below all the moving averages and has gapped down after the latest earnings. In fact, this previous gap down has never been filled. And if we scroll down to the RSI, you'll see the RSI is oversold and is starting to curve up. Both stochastics are oversold and are starting to turn bullish again. The volume chart shows a predictable increase in volume, mostly selling volume, and then that increase gets smaller and smaller. We have it coming back to normal levels, and it finally turns into green buying pressure again. And the MACD looks like it has formed a trough and is starting to head higher once again. So every one of the technical factors lines up to indicate this is a good time to buy. And if we switch over to E-Trade for a look at the fundamentals, we'll see there are some strong reasons to buy this company. The short interest is 7%, which is a little higher than I'd like, but I don't believe it is so high that it's going to put it through a short squeeze and a subsequent crash. If we look over at debt, the company apparently has more debt than 80% of its peers in the industry. If we move on to the other metrics, you'll see that the PE ratio is higher than 82% of other companies in the industry. It is just over 34, which is certainly a little high. Whether or not that is warranted is left up to you. And the gross margin of almost 44% is average for the industry, but the operating margin at 22% beats out 80% of others in the industry. So this is a point where Enphase really shines. It shows that they're quite efficient in their operations. If we look down at return on equity, this is outstanding. The return on equity here is over 80%. And it beats out 99% of other companies in the industry. That's just an amazing return on equity. The growth rate is almost as good, beating out 96% of other companies in the industry. They do not pay a dividend at all. So if you're looking for a dividend, this is not the company for you. But in particular, these metrics here, the growth rate, return on equity, the operating margin, it shows that this company could be poised for significant growth in the future, especially if you believe that the world is heading toward renewable sources of energy. So I'm curious to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments below. And if you got something out of the video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button and subscribe to help out the channel. And remember, everything I discuss here is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but if you like this content, please leave a comment and that will certainly help me with the YouTube algorithm. Or if you'd like me to look at a particular company using these metrics, then mention that in the comments and I'll try to get to it as soon as I can. That's all for today. Thanks for watching and good luck with all your investments.